Alright guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. A little bit different this time. This is going to be my first product review, or at least an attempt at a product review. Pretty much every year I freshen up my bike a bit, and this year on the list was to replace my wheels. I've been trying out a lot of hubs, and I'm going to try out some new ones again this time. And these have some special design features, so I was just going to run them through with you guys and tell you what I thought and why I bought them and why I think they're different than other product, maybe better. And I'll let you guys listen to the sound, because I think hub sounds are pretty important. I'm gonna call this a first look video. I chose to go for Wethepeople Supreme hubs. This is the front hub. It's just what a front hub's supposed to do, so it's not really that special. This is the bad boy. This is what it's all about. As a bike enthusiast, I really like some good designed products. I'm not an engineer, so I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it comes in a nice little can. I think you could call it a can. When you open it up, it has two sets of bolts. Now this is a bolt for the non-pegs, and this is a bolt for pegs. So you have the option to run 4 pegs, or at least 2 in the back, or on one side, or no pegs at all. This is pretty much what it's all about. The hub. This thing has some very interesting features. I think what I like most about the hub is not necessarily the way it looks, but the ease of taking it apart, because this hub is, I'll call it non-directional, so you can do and right side drive and left side drive by only flipping over the pawls in the hub. I don't need any tools to take it apart. The cone, it just slips off like that, and you see there's no threads on the axle on the outside. Makes it really easy to work on. That just comes off like that as well. And this is where it gets interesting. This is the driver, and normally the driver would have bearings. Now this doesn't. This has a bushing. I'm really interested to see how this lasts, if it holds up to like having a really tight chain. I think they've done a lot of testing, so I imagine it does, but just the bearingless driver design is new to me, so I'm really interested in seeing how this works and what it does. Another design feature is there's no pawls on this driver. Let me grab another driver just as a reference. So this is a traditional driver, and you see this one has bearings on the inside, and most importantly, it has small little slots on the side here, and those slots is where the pawls go, pawls and springs. The pawls and the springs, that's what kind of makes the whole clicking noise inside the hub. Interesting thing about the Wethepeople hub though is the pawls and the springs are all inside the hub. The pawls themselves are pretty special as well, because it's like a one-piece design. The pawl and the spring is on the same unit, so they're not separate, so it's gonna be interesting to see how those hold up. The axle just slides out like this. Really easy. Now the next interesting design feature is the axle itself. Apparently what I read is the axle is 17 millimeters thick. Because the axle is 17 mil, you'd think the axle itself is pretty thin, but what they did is instead of 14 millimeter bolts, they're 12. So the 12 millimeter bolt that threads into the axle has a 14 millimeter bit on the end that goes into the dropout. So you just have a regular axle. I don't really see any issues with that. 12 or 14, it doesn't really matter. The only issue with it is if you want to run some aftermarket tie bolts, you're not going to find any. The Wethepeople has another design feature that is not really common in BMX, but it is common in mountain bike. It has a double bearing on the non-drive side. It might be better for sideways impacts, I'm not really sure. I do know that my previous hub had some issues because of the bearings on the non-driver side. I think having 2 bearings there is going to be a lot better. Everything just slides back into place. Really easy. The driver just pops in. The cone goes back on its side. And in my case, I'm not going to use this cone on the non-drive side anymore. I'm gonna go for a hub guard, and it just pops into place like that. So I love the design of Wethepeople. I'm really curious to see how it holds up, and that kind of wraps up my first look of the Wethepeople Supreme hub. I'm gonna lace up this bad boy, and then I'm gonna give you guys a sound check. I'll be doing another video in about 6 months time, I think, to see how it holds up to my everyday riding. Let me know if I should do more videos like this, and what products I should talk about, because the hub is pretty pretty complicated, so it gives me enough to talk about. But if there's anything you guys want to know more about, please let me know, and I'll see if I can make a video about it. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.